For those who haven't been following, Jack Doherty has been drowning in some of the worst drama of his entire career over the past few months, mostly centered around his ex-girlfriend McKinley Richardson. She recently went on a podcast and completely exposed Jack for all the terrible things he did during their relationship. And while this shocked basically nobody, Jack's been acting like he did absolutely nothing wrong. Every time it comes up in conversation or content, Jack either defends himself by claiming it was all scripted and fake, or he just completely ignores it. However, just the other day, McKinley and N3on did a collab stream live on Twitch. It started with them at Target buying Christmas presents for kids in need while talking about the first time they ever met at Jack's house.
Fun fact, I don't know if you even knew this, but like that was the first like week I started like everything, like and like
that
streaming.
Week?
Yeah, I was terrified. And like the first stream ever like we'd ever done, like that was like that day, and I was just like freaking out. But it was like a lot.
What did you think about when you first saw me? I was an entirely different person back then, but
you were always really nice to me. Always.
I try to be nice.
No, yeah, I feel like you're mean to people that kind of deserved it.
I was like, yeah, no, for sure. I was no, but on stream, I remember they were showing me a clip earlier today that I was like, it's the only person in this house with a soul.
Aw, me?
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
No, I for real meant it because I just looked at you and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I could tell you. You didn't really belong there.
No.
Everyone else, oh my god.
Not at all.
This is actually really interesting, because if what N3on's saying here is true, it would help back up McKinley's story and everything she said about what Jack did to her in the past. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. Both now, and especially back then, Jack's been surrounding himself with people who've completely sold their souls for money and clout to the point where they're barely even human anymore. They're just people existing to be behind a screen. McKinley also mentioned during the same stream that she grew up Christian and still identifies as Christian today, which is something a lot of people would hear and completely dismiss. I mean, we've heard similar things from people like Sophie Rain. These choices, whether she was pressured into them or not, completely contradict the values of any actual devout Christian. And before you leave your hate comment, let me be 100% clear. I'm not trying to say McKinley is a bad person because of her past or current decisions. It's just starting to look increasingly strange, because even though she's stated multiple times that Jack forced her into this lifestyle, and she never wanted to be an OF creator in the first place, she's still doing it today, even after leaving him. At this point, she's had plenty of time to quit OF if it was genuinely against her morals, but she hasn't, and that's just the reality.
Well, I'm Christian.
Okay.
I grew up in church. But like, you know, I feel like I need to get closer to God for sure. That's something I'm actually like working on, you know. But I'm Christian, I would say.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, it gets hard, especially like with the type of shit we're in.
No, that's what I'm talking. I don't really talk about like my religion just because of, you know, everything.
Yeah, no, I do it and everyone's on my ass, so I'm just done talking about it. Chat, you're never gonna hear religion talk out of my mouth until I retire.
I do genuinely believe McKinley is trying her best to get out of this lifestyle, and I completely understand how difficult it is, especially when you're making so much money, and quitting would basically mean throwing all of that away. However, shortly after this entire stream went down, Jack saw that N3on was collaborating with his ex, and since they already had existing beef, things just escalated even more. Jack happened to be streaming at the same art show as N3on just a couple days after the McKinley collaboration stream. Jack decided to run up on N3on to supposedly clear the beef.
What's good, bro? How are you, man?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
There's no problem.
No problem?
We can make content from a distance.
For sure. I'm banned on Kick. I can't even be on the stream, you know? But, like, I don't care, bro. I saw, like, 2 years ago type thing. We're all grown and mature now and whatever, you know? Like, I'm not tripping, but I'll see you, bro. How much But, like, I don't care. I'm banned on Kick, so I can't even, like, stay on the camera because he'll get banned. He's like, I want no problems, which is, like, valid. He just said he wants no problems.
What did you say?
But it's like, what about if, obviously, like, no one wants problems. Like, it's like, we're chilling. We're old now, you know? Like, I'm retiring now.
Even though they both claimed the beef was cleared in this situation, we know that's probably not actually true. They were likely just acting nice to each other to avoid starting a whole scene at the art show, but there was still obvious bad blood between them. I mean, N3on literally just collaborated with the same ex who exposed Jack for so many terrible things that his career is literally hanging on by a thread. Actually, hanging on by a blade of grass would be more accurate. In fact, when Jack was walking around the show, he started taking even more shots at N3on, saying N3on doesn't want the smoke, while Jack's bodyguard was standing right behind him.
Should we go back with N3on and run up on him or what? Chat, tell him we're running up on him. Let's just troll them. Like, my chat can troll their chat by saying, we're going to get him, we're going to get him.
Alright, why don't you tell him about McKinley and your messages?
No, chill. She's not on my messages. She's not.
I can't, man. McKinley wasn't N3on DM. Who cares? She wants that, go ahead, dog. Why go for money when you have money? That's like weird. Go for a good-looking guy. Why you want?
Despite the obvious tension between them, things continued getting worse. There was some guy at the art show who got kicked out for freaking out at one of the artists. So naturally, Jack went up and started talking to him. Turns out Jack actually knew this guy, and they seemed to make some kind of deal because going back to the original stream with N3on and McKinley, this same guy followed them around practically the entire stream, yelling at them and claiming he was standing up for Jack Doherty, probably the first person to ever make such a ridiculous claim.
Not bad. I made some.
What the?
What the fucking issue? Hold up. What issue do we have, man? What issue do we have? I'm trying to give you a gift and you talking we got an issue? What's the beef? That's all you want to give me. Damn, I don't care about you.
Fuck!
Yeah, I'm trying to give you a gift.
Hey, don't put him in my mouth.
You don't even answer.
Thank you. Hey, man.
Anyway.
Give it to me! Come on!
Damn.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
I'll fall and hit you.
I'll fight this fucking phone. I swear to God. Yeah.
Chat, that right there is why you need God in your life.
So yeah, I wanted to make this video because I thought the situation was pretty interesting, and again, I want to make it clear, I don't mean any harm talking about anyone in these videos, especially McKinley Richardson. Like I mentioned earlier, yes, I do take some shots at her career path, especially since she also claims to be Christian. But I'm simply giving my honest opinion. It's also crazy how N3on went from being someone who thrived off getting into beef with Jack to now trying to avoid it at all costs. They were literally at Art Basel, Jack ran up on him implying he wanted to start beef, and N3on was like, I don't want any problems. A couple years ago, this would have been the catalyst for a year-long beef. However, it genuinely seems like N3on is trying to push more positivity with his content now, obviously unlike Jack Doherty, who literally just thrives off getting into drama with as many people as he possibly can. So yeah, let me know what you think about this situation in the comments below. Drop your thoughts on Jack, McKinley, and N3on, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It genuinely helps out more than you realize. Thanks for watching, I'm out.